Garden AP World History podcast. This is our final episode in the series, and today we're diving into one of the most dynamic and rapidly evolving periods of human history. The world from 1991 to present, from the rise of globalization and digital technology to political shifts, environmental challenges, and social movements. We'll explore how our world has changed and where it's headed. As we break down these key topics, we'll help you understand the historical patterns, cause and effect relationships, and major themes that will be essential for your AP exam. Let's get started. One of the defining features of post-Cold War era is globalization, the increasing interconnectedness of economies, culture, and governments worldwide. The 1990s saw the rapid expansion of international trade, the rise of multinational corporations, and major economic agreements that shaped the global markets. The formation of the EU, or the European Union, and adoption of the euro in 1999 fostered economic unity in Europe. The North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, in 1994 eliminated trade barriers between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. China emerges as a global economic powerhouse after joining the WTO, or World Trade Organization, in 2001. Outsourcing became a defining trend, shifting manufacturing and to developing countries and leading to both economic growth and job losses in industrial nations. But globalization isn't just about trade. It's also about economic inequality and resistance to unchecked corporate power. Movements like Occupy Wall Street emerged to protest income disparity, arguing that economic benefits were shared equally. If there's one thing that has transformed the way we live, work, and interconnect, it's technology. The digital revolution brought the internet, smartphones, and social media, fundamentally changing global communication. The rise of the internet in the 1990s led to an explosion of information and connectivity. Social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram have influenced political activism and even revolutions, as seen as the Arab Spring in 2011. Artificial intelligence and biotechnology have pushed the boundaries of medicine, automation, and global industry. However, technology also comes with its own challenges, including misinformation, digital surveillance, and concerns over privacy. Governments and corporations are still grappling with how to regulate this rapidly evolving space. With the Cold War over, the United States emerged as the world's only superpower. But that didn't mean the world became peaceful. The United States, in 1991, engaged in the Persian Gulf War. They led a coalition to drive Iraq out of Kuwait, showcasing its post-Cold War military dominance. The 9/11 attacks in 2001 led to the U.S. military interventions in Afghanistan from 2001 to 2001 and in Iraq from 2003 to 2011. The rise of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations challenged Western economies and political dominance. Vladimir Putin's leadership saw increased military actions, including the annexation of Crimea in 2014. At the same time, democracy and human rights movements have gained momentum. The push for gender equality, LGBTQ+ rights, and racial justice has shaped policies and social attitudes of the world. Globalization and industrialization have also brought major environmental and health concerns. Climate change, these are greenhouse gas emissions, have led to rising global temperatures, extreme weather, and efforts like the Paris Agreement in 2015 to reduce carbon footprints. Industrialization has caused ecological destruction, leading to conservation efforts worldwide. The HIV/AIDS crisis remains a major global health challenge, and the COVID-19 pandemic reshaped economies and healthcare systems. These challenges require global cooperation, but responses vary. Many countries led in substantial efforts, while others prioritize short-term economic growth over environmental policies. Let's make these complex topics a little easier to remember with a couple of simple acronyms. First one, remember globalization is ties. So these are ties, TIES. Trade agreements like NAFTA, WTO, and the EU. I is internet and technology, so things like social media, the internet, AI. E is economic shifts, so this would be China's rise to being an economic power and outsourcing. S is social resistance movements like Occupy Wall Street, Arab Spring, and climate activism. With environmental and health changes, you can use the acronym CARE to help you. CARE, C being climate change response, like the Paris Agreement and renewable energy. Advocacy for sustainability is A. R is research and global health, like with the HIV/AIDS and COVID-19. And E is epidemics and pandemics. Let's go over some test strategies to help you ace that exam. For multiple choice questions, look for trends in globalization like the impact of technology and trade agreements. Recognize major political events like the rise of BRICS and post-9/11 conflicts. With short answer questions, you may get a question like, identify one impact of globalization on developing nations since 1991. For this, use examples like China's rise as a manufacturing hub or India's tech boom. On a DBQ, you may be asked something like to evaluate the environmental and social impacts of globalization since 1991. Use documents to highlight both economic growth and its consequences like climate change and inequality. For long essay questions, analyze the role of technology in shaping global society since 1991. Contrast early internet developments with modern AI and social media. We've covered a lot today: globalization, technology, political shifts, climate change, and more. Understanding how these themes connect will help you not just on an exam, but understanding today's world. Thank you for joining us. Remember, history isn't just about the past, it's about understanding the forces shaping our present and future. Best of luck on your exam, and as always, happy studying.